here's my sound preferences. I like a variety of different tunings, but really what gets my juices flowing, starting from the lower octaves, is in the bass. I like my bass punchy, tight, fast with a kick. I like a little bit of energy down there, maybe a little bit of warmth, but not too much into the getting into bass bleeding. It's got to have enough weight to make male vocals, make piano, cello, percussions, have the right tonality. When it comes to my mids, I do like my mids and mid clarity, but I don't like too forward a mid, so that's the upper mids I'm talking about. So keep the pinna gain down a little bit and not make it too forward a presentation. And when it comes to the highs, I do like my sparkly highs. At my age, I'm probably losing a little bit of the high frequencies. But not too much where it's sibilant and in your face. So that's what I like.
I don't wanna stay here, no. Ain't gonna keep it low. Now, if you wanna go, let's go. Let's wrap it up and hit the road. I just got an awesome vibe, striking the winner post now. Liberty's on my mind. We've taken off, we've left the ground. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. Sleeping in the back of a van, roaming in the wilderness. We never need a plan. We'll be alright, just you and I. Singing from the top of our lungs, dancing by the lakeside. Gonna do it while we're young. In a moment it will all be gone. You gotta understand that we get one chance, one chance. You will never regret the things that we'll do. 'Cause I wanna drive through the summer night. And when we are old and gray, we'll look back at this summer night. The summer night, the summer night. The summer night, the summer night. Someday we will look back and our hearts will be whole again. I want to remember all that happened to us. 'Cause I wanna try.
Okay. Apevoix, the Grit. I don't know how you spell that, or well, I don't know how you spell it. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's spelled like Apevoix, so that's what you're getting. In this tri-brid, it's $229, and it's the first I am from this brand. It has some pretty cool packaging, oversized canister, military style, industrial kind of red funky case. It's kind of nice. Here you go. It's what kind of the accessories look like. 3D printed shells. They got kind of this gold fleck carbon fiber looking thing. It says Apevoix on one side and Apevoix on the other side. There's no indicators left or right, so figure it out. And flush 2-pin. The cable that comes with is this 4-core, kind of like 4-core flush 2-pin 3.5 single-ended only is what you get in the box and the packaging, and just a set of ear tips. So nothing spectacular there. The 3D printed resin shells are nice, and the nozzles are a little bit longer. These are on the larger side, I'm gonna say, so Probably I would probably go with medium large shell size. And they fit me fabulous, so no questions there. If you want to see what that looks like in my ear, I can show you. Bing. You can tell it's bone conduction, the elastic kind, because as you tap it, it goes bung, 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 bung. Inside of this shell, there's a 10 millimeter biocellulose, which you should just know that means treated paper. 4 balanced armatures, 2 for mids, 2 for treble. No mention of what they are. I have a good indicator of what they are. And 1 11 millimeter bone conduction, elastic style, very well implemented driver. 4-way electronic crossover, 104 dB is the sensitivity at 16 ohms impedance. So super easy to drive and very efficient. So no problems there. Cable is nice. It's functional. Though I'd love to see more, especially after in this review. I'm going to throw it up against the Pula Anvil 114. Sound. Bass is well defined and tactile with great energy, especially in the lower bass and mid bass. Again, love that. Makes kick drums kick and have a nice combination of natural sounding thump and attack and decay. Really nice. The biodynamic driver was well chosen, I think. When I was listening to bass and drum intro from Niels Lofgren, here I was pleasantly surprised on how the Grit did the bass and could pull off the finer details yet from the guitar pluck. So it's not just a one-trick pony; it's a very well-rounded IAM. And you get to hear the plucks, you can hear the slides from the guitar, and everything was very natural sounding. Really like this IAM quite a bit. There's 0 complaints from me on this tuning. Mids sound good. They're not Sonyan 2300 balanced armatures good, but they're full and they're balanced in the entire frequency spectrum. The mids keep up with the bass and they don't overpower anything else. They're not pushed forward too much. The treble, again, nicely done. They're giving you lots of energy, sparkle, clarity, and detail. So great tuning across the board. Conclude this short one. These guys are, in my opinion, late to the party. With the Anvil having been out for a while, but the Grit comes to the market with a great-looking IM and a well-tuned IM for $229. The case is cool. Now, I want to do a comparison with the Anvil because, well, it has a... If I didn't know better, I would swear that, and I don't know better, that these two are coming out of the exact same factory from the same tuner, right? So the Anvil. A disclaimer. I may have been slightly biased towards this set because I got a chance to help define its tuning with some feedback to the tuner, Tan Donghua. He's very, very good. And I got to name it. So there you go. The Anvil, right? The creation of the... And the next ones coming out, hopefully, are going to be the Forge and the Hammer, right? So in the Pula, the Anvil 114, same kind of thing. Writing is on Pula. Though they have a left and right, the shells are slightly smaller. I took a picture to show you, and they're slightly more rounded shapes. So fitment-wise, I think these would fit in a lot more people's ears. I use the DX340 from my Basso, that DAP, with the new amp 17 I'm listening to. Really detailed amp in that one. And here's how they sound differently. So, just going back to the thing and how I think they're virtually identical. Not just in tuning. And here's a graph of the two. And I'll explain why. So again, 10 millimeter biodynamic driver, 4 BAs, unnamed. 111 millimeter elastic bone conduction driver. Does that sound familiar? Only difference here is in the Pula, you're now getting a nice modular cable, like a nicer modular cable, softer, and Whackmore tips, and that green baller case. So accessories, the Pula kills you on that one, in my opinion. To me, sound-wise, the Anvil sounds a tad warmer, fuller, slightly less mid-forwards, more balanced. The Grit has more upper-mid energy, and you can see that in the graph as well, that and that slight difference you can pick up. The Anvil pulls ahead on the treble. It does, because there's a little bit more information there. So it has a little bit better details. It has better resolution and clarity, especially for strings. Both sound, I got to put this point out there, both sound very close to each other. It's only with really critical listening and a lot of time that you can actually start to pull apart where the differences are. But looking at a frequency response curve, if you know how to read these things, it's true. The telltale signs, a little bit more bass in the Pula, a little bit more warmth into the mids, a little bit more energy in the Grit for the upper mids, and those come across to your ear. So, I would swear that these things are made in the same factory. There's somewhere along the line today I was reading, there might be two versions of the Grit, one with 3 holes for the ventilation and one with 4 holes. And I have the 3-hole version, and it looks like the 4-hole version might even have a little bit more bottom end response. So that's kind of interesting. That's out there. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to point out too with these two is it has 16 ohm resistance, 105 dB sensitivity. Does that sound familiar again? It does, because it's almost exactly the same as the Grit. So, yeah. To talk about, who is this before? Well, again, would you buy it over the Pula Anvil 114? Well, it's at least $30 more money, with the Pula being at full price at $199, and I've seen it for $179. So would you pay $50 more for getting a little bit slightly more mid-forward, a little bit less balanced tuning? It's up to you. Better looking shells, yes, I would totally agree. I like the shell look better, but again, the Pula is smaller, medium-sized shell versus medium-large on the Grit, right? So, and then you get better accessories with the Pula. Again, you get, I think in my opinion, a nicer case, a more usable case, a modular cable, and then there's that price point. So, takeaway out of this is the Grit sounds great. It sounds fantastic, just like the Pula did. Excellent value. And that's how it came across. So if this is their first IM from Apevoix, and they needed to clone an awesome IM, well, the Anvil would have been a great one to do, and they did. So there you go. Just slightly different tuning, but both are bangers in my opinion. So thanks so much for watching, and hope you learned something about these two. Cheers.